everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as you saw in the last couple of videos that I bought a BYD Atto 3, but today I'll share my story of how I almost thought that I made the biggest mistake that I could make while buying a car. So let me share a story of how me buying the BYD Atto 3 turned into a nightmare the day I bought it, and it was the feeling of me regretting the decision of actually going ahead with Atto 3. And there are two reasons which led me to believe that I made the biggest mistake. Right now I feel great about the car. Like, I feel in some instances it's comparable or better to the cars that I've driven, including Tesla. But on that day it was so annoying, and the things that I felt were quite different from what I feel now. So without further ado, let's discuss those two things. So the first thing was the annoying autopilot or Autosteer system that this car had. And I'm fine with the car not actually driving similar to autopilot of Tesla, and I was expecting the car not to drive like Tesla, and that was understandable, but the noises that the car made were quite annoying. Let me paint a picture, right? I was driving on a freeway, 3 lanes, and not too much traffic. I was driving on the leftmost lane, and the car actually took me to the left curb side, and then it was making noises that I am driving too close to the left side or I'm crossing the line, while it was on the auto steer functionality. And that too on a straight road, like there were no bends or curves. And I understand if there's bends or curves, it can happen. But on a straight line, it was detecting the lanes to be on the left or right or whatever, and then it was binging and bonging as if I'm making the mistake, which made me sort of go in the direction that maybe with this car we just use the cruise control and we don't use the auto steer. But then came another surprise of me actually feeling very, very, very car sick within, I think, 20 or 25 kilometers of me driving the car back. We actually live on one side of Brisbane, and we were picking the car from the other side. And it was a bit of a drive, maybe 40 kilometers. But during the drive, it was nighttime. I was already there's a lot of things that's going on that day, and we picked up the car after work. So I was driving back home around 6:30, and during that time I was feeling very car sick. And after the fact, I realized there could have been many factors, but at the moment you don't think about those factors. You just feel that you've made a mistake and it's not going to be the good choice that you thought it's going to be, right? But luckily I've never felt car sickness of that level in the car ever again. So thinking back, I could figure out multiple reasons that could have triggered my car sickness. One of them was I was not accustomed to the car interior, and I was actually looking at the interior while I was driving, trying to figure out what the instrument cluster looks like, what information they're providing, including the big touchscreen, trying out the 360 cameras while driving on a freeway. And I think that was, if not the major part, then would have contributed to a big part of me feeling car sick. The other thing was the suspension of the BYD Atto 3. Although it's good, it's not as firm as Tesla. And me driving the Tesla for last 3 years regularly, I think my body was not used to comfy or floaty ride. I wouldn't say Tesla is not comfortable, but they are way more sporty and stiff compared to BYD. This is a bit more floaty and a relaxed drive. At that day when you're feeling car sick, it wouldn't matter how comfortable the car is. It just made me feel that this could be something which I won't be able to live with, and either we drive for less distances in this car and take the Tesla for longer drives. But luckily after that day I've never felt the same level of car sickness. Not to say, maybe my body just got used to the softer suspension of the BYD Atto 3, and I certainly know my way around the interface now, and that could have helped me to avoid feeling car sick. But I'm so glad it got fixed, because I do like the car, and we had a lot of thought about which car to buy, and going in through that again would not have been fun. So I'm glad that was fixed. And the other thing luckily was also fixed. The annoying noises that the car made was fixed with a over-the-air update, and luckily for us, just after we bought the car, we got the over-the-air update, which fixed two of the most annoying things that the interface or the overall experience of BYD Atto 3 awning were. The first one was, I was saying, the intrusive autopilot and Autosteer system. Now it's way more forgiving, and the best part is the notification or the reminder that it gives you to hold your steering wheel or give input to the steering wheel to make sure that the car knows that you're paying attention is not as loud as it used to be. So if I'm driving and the music's playing, I would notice that the car is giving me a notification and wanting me to give the input, not my passenger. And the last thing that the over-the-air update fixed was the annoying noise that the car made when the car is driving for less than 20 kilometers an hour speed. So I understand the car was giving notification to the users on the road and the pedestrians that there's a car around, but I don't understand the need of it. Like Tesla, being an electric car, doesn't give such noises or doesn't make any noises. The hybrids, plug-in hybrid or even RAV4, Toyota RAV4 doesn't make any noise. And if they are safe enough to be on the road, why can't BYD or any other electric car be? That was fixed with the update, and now I think it's either way turned down in volume or you have an option to turn it off entirely, which is great. So that's the story of me almost regretting the car buying decision of BYD Atto 3, but turning into a amazing experience so far. And there's a lot of things which I love about this car, including the amazing 360-degree camera view. Like, helps you to park. The seats are comfortable. The ride height of the car is better than a Tesla for having a comfortable ride. It's not as sporty. I would like the car to be a bit more faster, but because we are used to the Tesla acceleration, but it's not slow in any terms. Like, it's quick enough and have enough power to I believe take over and handle all such scenarios where you actually need the car to be quick. And there's no gear change, so the smooth acceleration does play a big role in that as well. So in the upcoming videos, I'll share my experience of what I found good about the car, as well as would I still buy a BYD if I have to buy another one, or would I make the same decision of buying a BYD or a Tesla. So there's a lot of more content coming to the channel. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. And drive safe, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.